All right, you guys ready for some MAPS Prime Pro?
Yeah!
Regressions right here. So here's the deal. We just released our MAPS Prime program. And what we want to do, we got a lot of people asking about the 90-90. Some clients won't be able to get into this. So we've got Dr. Brink here with us today, and we're going to go over some regressions for that movement. So we're going to use a bench, is that right?
Use a bench. You can use anything you want. Actually, table, if you're at the gym, perfect. If you're at home, this is sort of what you can teach your client. So let's go with your left leg. You're just going to go into pretty much it's going to be a half 90 position because the internal rotation of the back leg is completely out of this little move. So as you sit here, just make sure you're comfortable on this here, and again, make sure you don't fall off. That's the big one.
Yeah. So you want to make sure you're good enough. You're probably midway through the bench, so your butt's back on the bench.
A wide bench is probably ideal for this, huh?
Yeah. Wider bench is definitely going to be nicer for you. Same thing as 90-90. What we want to do is think tall spine. So as we think that tall spine, you're going to just start to teach yourself how to hip hinge, bring yourself, nice and forward. Again, your back leg is going to be there just to brace you. And as you're coming forward here, we want to now start to drive this knee into the ground, drive the ankle into the table.
Now, can I use this to help?
You definitely can.
But I just want to make sure I keep this because people are going to have a tendency to want around.
Protract the shoulder, protract the shoulders.
So, hands are there as a guide. That's all that's there for. And as you're just starting to lean forward, you're going to get that left hip into external rotation. Mm-hmm. And again, think tall spine. So from here, I'd have you imagine you're trying to push the top of your head up towards the ceiling. Try and take your belly button, float that over the leg.
Okay. Now I can feel a nice, good deep stretch. Now, once I'm in this deep stretch, I want to drive that knee.
Yes.
Drive and push that knee like
knee and ankle.
Okay.
I want you to lead through the ankle, and I want you to drive through that knee.
So I probably want to have this a little more lined out. Just kind of brought that. Notice I had my ankle
now, is he
back.
pulling himself forward like by activating his core and really driving and pulling himself down, or is he like trying to use momentum to kind of?
No momentum. It's all active. That's why the hands out in front is just there as a guide. That's all that's there for.
So correct me if I'm wrong. Typically, what I teach is, like you said, elongate the spine up. I want to hover over, and as soon as I feel a nice, good deep stretch, I stay there, and then I.
Then you
drive, right? Yep. Drive the knee and the ankle down as if you're trying to drive it into the ground. You can use that for a little bit of leverage to help push, but I'm thinking about pushing the knee down, and you should feel that light up back there. And then I'm driving that, I'm intensifying it for about 3 to 5 seconds, and then I release, come out of it?
You can release, or you can even start to ramp yourself up. So let's say you start off at 20% effort, right? And that's your 20% sort of ramping phase. And then we can take you to 40%, and then we can take you to 60%.
So you're just squeezing harder at that point.
That's all that means, each time that you squeeze harder, what you're doing is you're leaning forward just a little bit more. So we're trying to teach yourself that good control, but it's that ebb and flow of what the hip is actually allowing you to do. As long as we teach it more control, it's going to give you more range of motion.
Okay.
So if we want to figure out how far at 100% does his maximal range of motion allow him to get into.
Now, some people are going to have this knee wanting to, so if that's the case, you don't want to be this way,
you want to back up a bit.
Back up a bit. They could even use their left hand just as like a little lever. Correct.
Right. Yeah. So if you notice that your knee is way up here, there's no real need for you to do this because it's only going to flare up more as you lean over and you're going to round.
And you're going to round and you're just going to cheat.
So in that case, I'm just going to sit up in this position, tall and straight like you said, string coming up through my head, and then I'm trying to drive that down.
And another way, as if you were, you didn't have the flexibility through your hip to get there. If we use, like a trigger point roller here, what you could do from here is you could squeeze. Right, and as you squeeze this, now you're doing the same thing. You're driving through your ankle and through your knee, and now you're going to start to rotate as far towards your left as you can go under that tension.
Oh, wow.
So again, we're protecting the spine here. We're just getting the hip to start to open up a little bit more, and then go to your open side here.
And when we do this, so I'm thinking the whole time. So now I'm also thinking, again, driving the knee down, driving the ankle down, keeping that tension while I just slowly rotate. Not a lot of range, I'm not going very far. No. I'm more focused on driving the knee and ankle down while I'm keeping tension.
Where do you feel you want to kind of make it easier for yourself? Where are the compensations?
Well, you want to slouch.
Right.
You can tell like I'm sweating actually, just trying to keep my core tight, keep good posture, keep tension here, holding on to the foam roller, and keep driving the knee and the ankle down.
A lot of checkpoints to kind of
a lot of stuff going on here. So this is a great regression to the 90-90 move that we talk about in MAPS Prime Pro. Listen, if you guys don't have MAPS Prime Pro, there is a link below. You click that link, it'll take you over to MAPS Prime Pro. Also, subscribe, like, and share this. Every day we drop a new video. Check it out.